The other day I put a question on my story asking you guys to tell me if you could ask me any question, like the most uncomfortable, weird question, what would it be? And I got a lot of great responses. I want to talk about a lot of them, and I want to answer questions, and I'm trying to be as open as possible, and so it helps me to know what you guys have questions about. And I know there's weird questions that people want to ask that they aren't comfortable asking, so here we are answering them. I was going to save this question for a post or a podcast, but I've already done one post on it, and I think an update is in order. I had a friend reach out to me the other day who made me really feel like I need to say something. She has a neighbor who just lost her husband suddenly. She was wondering, how can I help her? What can I do for her? I do have a post on my blog, I think it's called Helpers, and it talks about some things that you can do for someone who's grieving, or for someone who has lost someone, or for someone who's in a situation similar. We're at about 3.5 months since we've lost Dani, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way at all, but this is the time where people stop showing up. It's not that people don't care or that people don't want to help. It's just that at this point their lives are back to normal, and they don't see that you're still in the trenches and you're still digging and you are still a disaster. And while we've moved on in a lot of ways, not moved on, but moved forward in a lot of ways, there are still so many ways that we're still very much grieving, very much in the process of getting through this, figuring out our lives, what we're going to do now, where we're going to live, what I'm going to do for work, how I'm going to provide for a family, trying to get Winnie through this, trying to deal with my own grief, trying to take care of myself, do things that make me feel whole and happy as a person outside of being a mom, basically working full-time from home, taking care of kids full-time, and trying to keep a house somewhat in order. It's super overwhelming. I will be the first to admit that I have done this in every situation that my friends have been in or my loved ones have been in. I have done this every single time where I show up and I'm really there for them for a while, and then you forget because your life isn't the one that was changed, and you think like they're doing okay. They don't need me as much anymore, or you have other priorities. You have your own family to take care of. You have your own whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I've done it every single time. But what I hope to tell you guys is to remember these people who are there, because today I'm doing well. My friend took the kids for a couple hours, and it's great to have a break, and I was able to clean up my house a little bit and just breathe on my own for a minute, and it's been amazing. But the last couple of days I've been a disaster, and I've just been sobbing all the time because it's so overwhelming. I don't have as many people showing up anymore, and I don't want to get the idea out that I'm mad or that I'm bitter or that I feel like people aren't doing enough, because people have been there for me so much, and I've been really blessed to have a great support group. Even though I don't have a ton of family members to support me, I've had people become my family, and I'm super, super blessed to have that, and I have had a lot of help. But it is at that point where it's slowing down, and it kind of happens all of a sudden for some reason. And it happened when I lost my mom a year and a half ago too. It was like at some point people just stop showing up, and they forget, and not that they don't care, and there's people that want to help me and that do care, and I'm so bad at reaching out and asking for help, and I think most of us are. It's hard because it's like your pride, and to have to ask people to come and clean my house or take my kids or whatever it's like excruciating. As dumb as that sounds, it's painful. It's hard to do, and I hate doing it. So now at this point is when I need to learn how to reach out and be like, hey, can you come help me? But I don't know how to do that, and I'm not good at it. So I know partially I'm at fault for not being able to ask for help. And another thing here, I have thousands of you from all over the world reaching out to me and telling me how much you love me and support me and love my girls and are, praying for me. There's only so much that you guys can do tangibly, where I need people here in my house who can help me. I can't afford a nanny or a house cleaner right now. My point is that 3 months out from when someone loses someone or someone goes through a big deal or like even some sort of like big medical emergency. My dad had a stroke back in 2014 and people were so amazing to help us. And it was about that 3-month mark where people were like, okay, they've got it together now. And we were still trying to get him through his acute rehab and everything. And everybody has to move on with their lives. And they can't stay in this pain with you forever. And I don't want other people to have to experience this pain with me forever. But I still am needing help. And I still am needing people here. And I don't have constant visitors anymore. I have rare visitors now, and it's hard to go from having people here all the time to having just us. And it's the last few days I have felt more alone than I think I've ever felt in my entire life. What I'm trying to say, that I'm not doing a very good job of saying, is that when someone loses someone, immediately they're going to have tons of help. They're going to have people showing up from all 4 corners. They're going to have people coming from that they haven't talked to in 15 years. People have come out of the woodwork to support me, and it's been amazing how many people have showed up. If they need help at that time, yeah, help them. But more importantly, set an alarm in your phone because you will forget. You will forget, and you have other things that are priority in your life, like your own family, your own stuff. Everybody's dealing with their own stuff. But set an alarm in your phone for 3 months, for 6 months, for 9 months, for a year. Both my therapist and my medical provider who does my meds for my anxiety, both of them said, Dani, you're going to need help for 6 to 12 months. You're going to need a lot of help the first 6 to 12 months. By the time you hit 12 months, you'll be able to feel like you can do a lot more on your own. And I hate that I have to have that help. I hate it. But I need it so bad. And my aunt, who's a social worker, I was talking to her about it and telling her, I just feel so alone, and I know there are people there, but I can't reach out, and I hate that it's like embarrassing for me to have to reach out and ask for help. But she said, with all the people that I've worked with grief, she said the hardest time is from 6 to 9 months. She's like, 3 months is where people start dropping and they start disappearing, not because they don't care or don't love you, but they have other stuff, like I've said. But 6 to 9 months is the hardest because that's when people really disappear, and that's when it starts to set in that it's really real and that you're really on your own. Between 3 months to the year mark, be there for these people. And I have some ideas of what you can do for them on my blog on that post that's called Helpers. I say a lot of things are amazing. I should be on The Bachelorette because that's what they say. It's amazing. Everything's amazing. Amazing. This video is getting way too long, but I hope that helps. Please reach out with any questions, and please just be there for people. Set an alarm on your phone. Do something, write on your calendar or in your planner 6 months from now to reach out to them, because that's when they're really going to need you. That's when they're going to need you to show up and come clean their house and help with their kids and bring them meals and whatever it is. That's when they need you, and it's the farther they get away from the traumatic event, the harder it's going to be for them to reach out to, because they're less emotionally vulnerable, they're a little more stable, and they're more prideful and embarrassed. That's me. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I need help in the first place. I just want to be able to do it on my own, but I can't. And so I'm super grateful for all the people that are still helping me and the people that even want to be there for me and help me. And it's just amazing. So thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you. And help people you love. Yay!